Three, two, one. Boom, and welcome to the Big Honker Podcast, brought to you by Lucky Duck. I am locally known Jeff Stanfield with the world-famous Andy Shaver. How are you doing?
Excellent. Excellent.
Andy's fixing to go to prison, everybody.
Never know. You never know, Jeff.
You committed a felony.
Yeah. It could happen.
The things we talk about off air, Andy's worried about going to prison, so I had to bring that up. Anyways, he's not in big trouble. You know, prison sex, what does that say?
Sex in jail is a crime.
Yep. Well, that's what you get for trying to be a bully to people. A couple things I want to talk about today. First of all, did you see that they have warthogs in Texas now? Down in somewhere down in the bottom of Texas, in the Rio Grande Valley, north of there towards San Antonio, they have been. Someone thought it would be a good idea to put out some warthogs on their property, and guess what happens?
They got out.
They got out. And now there's a national wildlife refuge, or not a national, I think it's a state hunting area down there that's high fenced, and they've shot a few of them, and they're starting to move around down there.
This says, fortunately for hunters,
Are you reading about it?
the warthog is classified as an exotic animal.
It's the same as shooting a pig.
This means that any hunter who encounters a warthog may shoot it at any time. There is no closed season for warthogs and no bag limits. Just keep in mind that. Ooh, the motherfucker's going to make me click on it. They did the, just keep in mind, then ... click for more. Well, I'm a sucker. And I always click for more. I wonder what that's going to do to I wonder if that's what we needed to get the hog population in check.
You think warthogs are going to eat regular pigs?
Yeah,
They're not as big even.
They're fucking mean. Look at that thing.
Just because it looks mean, it's not.
It's, Jeff, I've seen The Lion King.
Yeah, you have.
Pumbaa was something else.
They get up to about 200 pounds, which is a good sized animal, but it's not as big as a regular pig gets. But
Daniel Walker.
They're worried that some people want to know if they're crossbreeding now with them.
Oh, that's great. So now we're gonna have like a super pig.
They don't know that if they do crossbreed, if they will be able to they'll be sterile. So, but they don't even know if they'll crossbreed. But they will not be up in this area. They said probably because they're not a cold weather animal.
It doesn't matter, Jeff. They adapt.
I think so.
Warthogs are heavily preyed upon by lions, hyenas, and crocodiles.
We don't have a lot of them in North Texas.
We got alligators. Yeah. Fortunately for hunting, just keep in mind if you're out hunting in Texas and a warthog walks by. What the fuck? Look at that. That's ridiculous. It's the 3 dots again.
That's the way I sign my stuff. That means that's a smart son of a bitch that's right.
Just keep that in mind if you're. I see. I misread that in a hurry.
Okay. Well, anyways,
I thought it was saying just keep in mind if you're out hunting, they were going to let us know something.
I found that pretty interesting, though.
Yeah.
Because I had never heard about that. We got every other kind of African animal that's in Texas, just about. And I was told that they weren't allowed to bring warthogs in here. Well, obviously someone did. And now they're out running rampant in South Texas. So
I think I heard at one time there are more exotic animals in Texas
than in Africa?
Than like in Africa.
There might be. And I'm assuming except for rhinos and elephants and shit like that. But you imagine you own a high fence ranch, say, we'll get us a couple warthogs and put in here. Well, them some bitches don't stay. They bury up under shit.
Right. I mean, yeah, who thought that they were going to keep a warthog in?
Yeah.
Unless your fence goes down 10, 15 feet, of course that fucker's going to get out.
But I mean, we've got Nail Guy, and you know what's funny is that for the people that bitch in South Texas, the landowners shouldn't bitch because all those deer leases down there go for more money because all the exotics they got on them also.
Right.
You can shoot Nail Guy antelope. You can shoot oryx somewhere in some places down around Raymondsville. You've got, I mean, they got all kinds of shit you can shoot. Hold on. What? Okay. All right.
Hunting season's kicking up.
Yeah. Hey, my wallet is in there. No. But use my debit card and fill it up. All right. It's Silver One Citizens Bank.
Handling business.
Yep, every day.
Hunting season is getting close. People shot geese last week.
There was a lot of geese I saw shot.
North Dakota's got it going on.
And you know what? The temperatures weren't real bad. Like a couple years ago, it was 100 and something up there.
Right.
It looked like it'd be in the 80s and 70s most of the time, so it wouldn't be so bad.
It's looking like looks like I'm gonna be. Well, we got a little cool shot coming next Wednesday. 91.
That's for us though. That's 10 degrees to 15 degrees cooler than normal for this time of year.
That'll be September 1.
I mean, if it was 105, we wouldn't be shocked. So if it's 90 degrees, that's 15 degrees difference. So I'll take that.
Yeah.
And I saw one thing. I saw a deal yesterday that showed that a double hurricane was going to be in the Gulf of Mexico in 10
One's
days.
gonna hit like Mississippi though.
Well, it didn't say it was going to hit here, but it's going to be 2 hurricanes
Right.
in the Gulf at the same time.
Back to well, about 10 days ago, Joe Bastardi shared monster coming off of Africa. So I'm assuming that next week that's what it's going to be. I don't know if it like split off into 2,
Well,
but
it's
that was about 10 days ago.
regardless. We're going to have 2. We're going to have 2 hurricanes in the coast, and those people down there do not need any more rain.
You don't think so?
No, hell no. They're way wet. Louisiana to Texas, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, all along the coast is horrible.
Huh.
Railroad. They've had all that rain the last couple of weeks. Did you see the people in Tennessee that drowned?
No.
They had a horrible flood in Waverly, Tennessee. I never look where. I mean, it was just a horrible flash flood. 10 people died. Sad deal. I had some news this week that's not really good.
Uh-oh.
Not for us, but just I'm not going to say who it is. But
Then why are you even bringing it up?
I'm fixing to talk about it. I'm just not going to mention the name of who told me of that. Outfitters in Canada, them guys are having some rough times.
Oh.
A lot of cancellations up there, which you could imagine.
Yeah.
And you know, and I'm assuming if it's hitting 1 or 2 of them, it's hitting all of them.
Well, there's just so much uncertainty around it all that, you know, Falks was talking to me. They're going to go fishing at some point, first part of September, and you know, it's a you got to submit a COVID test.
I thought you also had to have vaccine to cross.
I think he's vaccinated. I think him and his dad are vaccinated. But you have to submit a COVID test, a negative COVID test 24 hours upon arrival. I'll read exactly what he said. That way nothing is lost in translation here. Did you see there's a new did you watch the OJ show on FX?
No.
It was really good. Anyway, there's Bill Clinton coming out.
When he come out as an expert on the way people should handle things during a crisis, like a murder or something, kind of lost even the appeal to watch his Twitter anymore.
Well, the show came out 3 years ago, so that was way before that. With the 72-hour thing, we have to leave before we know if we can even cross. You have to take a COVID test before entering. The test takes 24 hours to get back expressed. So,
He ought to just go to a resort in Cancun. They give you a test back in 5 minutes.
right.
They literally told you, we'll call you in your room in the next 30 minutes if you failed your test.
Well, Jeff, if they did, they got to put you up for 2 weeks. So,
well, there wasn't nobody going to flunk a test.
I think that's why you got. Boy, Joe Bastardi tweets a lot.
So, anyways, so they're going fishing, but you got to jump through hoops. So you have to have a test 24 hours.
72 hours. I don't know. It didn't make a whole lot of sense the way he was talking about it.
The 24-hour deal is what gets me.
It takes 24 hours to get your test back.
Wow. What I'm saying is if you're driving across the border.
So I'm guessing. So here's the deal. I'm guessing the test is only valid for 72 hours.
Okay. Yeah, it's the same as the with the dog and when you used to have to go to the vet and have the dog done, you had so many hours to get across the border with it.
So so what he's saying is it takes 24 hours to get it back. It's a 2-day car ride for them wherever they're going. So, like, they've got to take the test and then leave and then kind of hope that it's going to go out in their favor.
So how do they get, I guess they get an email that says that they passed.
Don't get me lying there, Hefe. I'm just telling you what the man said. That's why he said 72-hour thing, we kind of got to leave before we even know.
So that's the problem that they're having with the borders, little things like that, is the hiccups. Plus, I had read that the Canadian Border Patrol was fixing to go on strike.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They've been off for a fucking year not having to do shit, and they put them back to work, and they're going to go for a strike.
That's when they go on strike. There it is right there. Monster coming off of Africa. So
that was August 17th. The hell, that was only 6 days ago.
So that'd be 1, and then 2. Well, that thing's, what'd you say, next week that's supposed to hit?
It's late next week. Because one guy wrote on the deal, he said, this is perfect right during fucking dove season. So I guess the next Wednesday, so 10 days to 12 days. They don't know 10 to 12 days where that fucker's going. That some bitch could hit Maine or it could hit Brownsville. They have. I will say this, though. Their predictions are really amazing on hurricanes, how close they get on those. Mm-hmm. But that's a long way off to be predicting if it's going to go along the East Coast. But they're saying both of them are going to dump into the Gulf.
Do you know before the first satellite got put up in space, nobody knew anything about a hurricane?
Do what?
Before the first satellite got dumped off into space, nobody could accurately predict where hurricanes were going to come from or go or any of that.
That's a lot different than saying they didn't know nothing about hurricane. Yes, I would probably agree with that. Right. I would have to give, yeah.
Hurricane technology just light years once that first satellite got shot up into there.
So the first satellite was used just for weather.
I think it was an unintended consequence. Like, hey, you know what? We got this fucker up here. Might as well take a look at these things. Now we know how they track. We know so much about hurricanes. You're welcome, Jeff.
I'm speechless here, just how we've gotten to this point in this conversation.
You're welcome.
You ready for football season?
I'll take it. I'm going to get as much of the Bills' offense as I can get.
Boy, they look scary good. God
I'm getting
almighty.
the Bills and the Chiefs.
The Bills look a whole lot better than the Chiefs do.
Well, Andy Reid is smart. He's not going to show his playbook during
I just think the Bills the offensive line, they just run right the fuck over you.
They
made Mitch Trubisky look like a fucking winner.
You can write this down, Jeff.
This ought to be great.
I'm either going to get Mahomes or Tyreek or Josh Allen or Stephon Diggs.
Okay.
Mark it down.
I will. And who's the tight end that you say that's such the
Jeff. Travis Kelce. Go after him. Yeah. He's supposed to be a great tight end this year.
Yeah, he should be.
But he's getting to be a little bit like Tom Brady.
Long in the tooth?
The wheels are going to fall off one year, and it's probably going to be the year that I've got him.
Well, you better draft him in the first round if you're going to get him from what everybody else is doing.
Late first round.
I don't think in our draft he'll go that high. Our draft is different because we're a 2-quarterback league, so it's going to go a lot earlier. Right. I mean, he's going to go later because the quarterbacks in our league. I get guys. I had a guy tell me just recently, and I can't remember who it was talking to me about football. And he's like, "Well, y'all draft quarterbacks way too early." Well, come in our league and lose your money. Donate your money because
not in a 2-quarterback league.
If you don't take your quarterbacks early in our league, you're not going to get quarterbacks.
Not in a 2-quarterback league. I was looking. The CBS guys, which is who we do our draft through, they did an article on 2-quarterback superflex leagues. You know who the second player in that draft taken was?
Patrick
Mahomes. You know who the third was?
Josh Allen.
Lamar Jackson. Okay. You know who the fifth was?
Probably
Josh Allen.
Yeah. Well, that's what you should. In our league, you have to do that.
Right.
But everybody's like, oh, you can get a quarterback in the 7th, 8th round. Yep. Buddy, if you do that in our league, and you're going to be last because you're not going to have any quarterbacks.
In a 1-quarterback league, definitely.
Yes. Oh.
In a 10-team 1-quarterback league, you can walk away with Tom Brady, and you're going to have about 5 points difference.
Yeah, at the end of the game, at the end of the whole draft.
Right.
There's no sense to take a quarterback early in.
No, like we've got a draft out here on Saturday. It's a 1-quarterback league. Is it 10 teams or is it 12 teams?
I think it's 10.
If I get Tom Brady in the 7th round, I'm happy. If I get Matt Stafford in around that area, I'm happy. So, yeah, if you're in a 1-quarterback league, wait on a quarterback. But if you're in a 2-quarterback league, you better jump on it because I want, personally, now this is coming from the GOAT, the greatest to ever do it.
Yeah.
I want 2 top 15 quarterbacks on my roster.
There is someone on this podcast that has won multiple championships in our league, and it's not Andy. So,
winningest all-time franchise in our league.
No, you're not.
Well, I had a lot of injuries last year.
Yeah.
I shot myself in the foot.
Okay. So what are you going to hang your hat on now?
What do you mean?
I mean, you're not the winningest. You hadn't won the most championships. I mean, what is your
Most points, maybe?
no?
I don't know.
I think you're not the top of any list.
I was for a long time, Jeff. Last year cost me.
You better.
I bet it ain't by much.
You better draft. If you're in a 2-quarterback league, you better take your 2 quarterbacks in the first 5 rounds. If you're going to get any good quarterbacks.
Yeah, if you're happy with, Ryan Tannehill, who I think's a good quarterback.
Ryan Tannehill is a very underrated quarterback.
And Jimmy Garoppolo, wait on a quarterback. But King Dingling over here,
Yep.
who's going to have either Patty Mahomes or Josh Allen, paired with Matt Stafford, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady.
You don't have a clue because you don't know where you're going to draft. You might draft 14th, and they might be gone before then. Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen will be both gone before 14th.
Yes, I agree.
So if you get the 14th pick, you're not getting either one of them.
I'm budged. If I have the 14th pick, I'll probably go Stephon Diggs-ish, and then turn around and get probably Rodgers in the second.
I would probably take Aaron Rodgers and Kyler Murray or Aaron Rodgers and Dak Prescott.
If I'm the 14th.
I would take back-to-back quarterbacks.
If Kelsey's there, I'm going Kelsey, Rodgers.
Well, I'll tell you what, this year, this is going to turn into part of football. We're going to talk other stuff, too. So if you're not a big football fan, you're thinking about turning it off. Turn it off if you want to. But we're going to talk other shit, but we are going to talk football for a little bit. Dak Prescott is a wild card this year. Yeah. Because if you listen to the Cowboys, everything's fine and hunky-dory. If you listen to the experts, they say they got some real problems. So Dak Prescott's a question. Justin Fields or Andy Dalton?
They say it's Dalton. He's the man.
I've watched. Justin Fields is the better quarterback.
Oh,
he's got. Let me say this. I don't know if he's a better quarterback now, but he gives them a chance to win because he can do things with his legs that Andy. He can run from pressure, and the Bears' offensive line is not very good. So that's a question mark. You get to there's a couple other teams you got Zach Wilson. You got Trevor Lawrence. I didn't realize that they hadn't given him the starting job yet.
They're going to.
You would think that they would, but
that's all malarkey.
Well, but still, there's a question mark deal there. I think the best quarterback to go get for bang for your bucks in fantasy football this year, and y'all are going to laugh your ass off when I say this, is Jared Goff. They're going to have to throw the ball 60 times a game.
He doesn't have any weapons to go around him.
He doesn't have a lot of weapons. I will agree with you on that. But what I'm saying is that he's going to throw the ball a bunch. He's not going to have more points than Patrick Mahomes. But you can get him late in the draft and get a lot of bang for your buck and get other players.
Did you know we're going on our 10th year?
No, I did not.
2011 is when we started. I'm second. I'm one game behind Tony.
Yeah.
One fucking game.
Behind Tony. That's the funny part of the whole deal.
Jeff.
Tony's the winningest team in our league.
Listen to me. You have 3 teams, and you know
I don't have 3 teams.
Your fucking ass is going to grow together for life.
I have 3 teams.
You've got your team, you've got Payne's team, and you got 2.5 teams.
How do you figure that?
You do everything for Tony.
No, I don't.
He sits next to you in the draft. I'm going to take a picture next Saturday, Sunday.
Will be. He probably will be.
He sits next to you in the draft, and he does this the whole time. He's like a fucking high schooler. He's like a high schooler taking the SAT, Jeff. And he'll, slide you the paper and, do the little mafia, the James Gandolfini move.
No, he doesn't.
Like that, and then he, points, and you're like, yes, take him. And then he's like, oh, okay, I'll take James Robinson in the 15th round.
That was a good pick.
That was a very good pick.
Tony does not either.
That's how he got that extra game on me right there.
Let me tell you what Tony does.
Where are you at in here is what I need to know.
Feed the Monkey. That used to be my team. Now my team is called
Kamala
Swallows.
That's ugly of you to say.
Why?
Because
we don't know that she swallows. That you're right. I should just say slobs.
That's also your name in the ESPN league.
I know.
And there's going to be people out here on Saturday that might offend.
Well, they shouldn't be at my lodge.
Well, you need to be more.
How many people do you think listening to this are offended by me having my name called Kamala Swallows for my football team?
There's going to be ladies out here next weekend.
They know she swallows.
This weekend.
Andy, there's a good chance that lady that's here, maybe she swallowed.
Jeff.
Right?
That's where you're in the weeds here.
How am I in the weeds?
Inappropriate.
I'm speaking the honest to God truth. Tony, the reason Tony does good, Tony goes strictly off the number 1 player rated on the list. He don't give a fuck if it's a kicker, a defense. Whoever's number one is who he picks every year.
I'm 1 game behind. It says it right there. The GOAT. And fuck
Actually, you've got 5 more losses than he has.
Jeff, I'm 1 game behind.
Okay. It goes by percentages.
No, it fucking doesn't. It goes by wins.
What does it say over to the right? Percentages.
Percentages. And then
Why
how
do you always
many
argue?
points is that? 200? I can't see. The light's in front of me.
You've outscored him, yes.
Oh, no, I am. I'm the top scoring team in fantasy football, Jeff.
So you've won
Jeff,
one championship.
Jeff, this goes down to what I have been saying for 3 years on this podcast. When people play the GOAT, it doesn't. That's the best game of their year.
Who the fuck gives himself a nickname?
Jeff, we've gone through that multiple times. Also, I did not give myself that name, but when people play me and the points show right there, 51,313 points. No other team has had more points scored on them than me.
Okay.
GOAT.
All right.
When people play me, they pull it out of the woodshed.
Okay.
Every trick, every tool, they make sure their roster's dialed in. Anything, Jeff. They beg, steal, and borrow players from other teams when they play me. And the proof's in the pudding right there.
What bracket were you in last year?
The proof is in the pudding right there. No other team has had more points scored against them than me. So, for the shit that I have to overcome in our league on a day-to-day basis, no other team could handle it. Not a one.
Okay.
So I'll tell you the person who I feel bad for is Howarth.
He has bad luck.
He's just got shit luck.
He always has a great team and bad luck. All right, let's get off football now for a little bit.
Well,
I can't wait fantasy football. We'll start having our pick'em contest.
Well, Jeff, I mean, what? How can you dispute anything that I've said? It's all right there in the numbers.
You've won one championship.
I'm 1 game behind the most winningest franchise in the league, and I score the most, and I have the most scored against me. People come correct when they play the GOAT. Now we can get off fantasy. And I'm going to do what I always do, and that's overcome odds.
Well, you've already said you're in 2 leagues, and there's no reason you won't win multiple championships.
Multiple championships.
So, I don't even know what to talk about right now. I'm laughing so hard. What do you think about this new damn show coming out with Faith Hill and...
I don't know. It's that prequel to Yellowstone. I'm not a big Yellowstone fan.
I like Yellowstone, but that's
okay.
about it. I don't think the prequel's gonna be my deal.
My problem is to me, and I know a lot of people like Yellowstone. To me, it's not it's Tuesday night, Yellowstone's on. I ought to watch it. It's not good enough for that, and I don't have a whole lot of time. So, I end up having to binge watch it. And when I binge watch Yellowstone, it gets to be a little bit much. It's like, okay. You're a rancher in Montana or Wyoming. Calm down with that shit, Kevin. You're putting hair plugs in your head. Let's settle down on being Mr. Billy Badass.
I think it's a good show because it gives Americans hope that there's still that kind of America around. I know that sounds really cheesy and corny.
There's not.
But that's one thing that show does.
Plus, the most ruthless fucker on there is Beth.
She is a bitch on that show. But what I'm saying is it gives people that are regular people like us that we deal with, the people they really get something out of it because it shows them the old Dallas when I was a kid was that way.
I've never seen one Dallas episode.
Well, it probably pretty corny now, but at the time it was really a good show. Yeah, sex, fighting, thieving, stealing, women, money, oil, everything. But it was a good show. But it was entertaining.
Oh, Dallas!
And
was that a CBS?
I think so.
CBS show.
And it was a good show. Who Shot JR? That was all talk one summer. And I think
part of me wishes we could go back to that. There's too much on TV now. I wish that there was like one show or 3 channels that like everybody is just like on the same fucking page. Like Dallas is the show
on Friday nights at 8:00.
Right. And like everybody talks about it. Like now there's so much shit via Netflix, Hulu. There's so much out there. Like, when I talk to people, there's a lot of shit that I've not seen.
And you know what the thing is on, I think it come on Friday night at 8 o'clock is when Dallas was actually on the air, but back then nobody had VCRs.
Right. So
you had to watch that shit. So if you was out gigging at the club or whatever, you had to watch it. But do you remember that show Freaks and Geeks?
Yeah.
And it was funny because when you'd watch that show, and it was a show on, what was it on even?
ABC Family, when ABC Family was a thing.
And it was about some kids that grew up in the 70s, same time as me, the late 70s, late 70s, basically. And the kids would talk about watching The Bionic Man or whatever the shows were on, though. But that was the way it was because you related to that. And at school, everybody would talk about what was on TV the night before.
Yeah.
But we had 3 channels. I never, ever look to see what's on the local channels. Never. I don't. If me and Michelle are scanning through the TV looking for something to watch at nighttime, I don't even go down past 110.
Right.
The cooking channel's the farthest I go down. It's from then up.
Yeah, I don't watch locals unless it's football. But
sports is the only thing that I watch locals for. I'm gonna watch Wiley's Little League plays again today. Yeah.
78-91. Dallas was on the air.
And I think it was on Saturday nights or Friday nights about 8 o'clock. But that's the whole thing. Every night there was a channel. You know, as a kid growing up, I had to go to bed when certain things come on.
Oh,
you know, at 9 o'clock at night, you went to bed, and it was based on what was on fucking TV.
Would it get more risque as the
No. I don't think nothing was risque then. It just was time to go to bed. I don't think there was anything on TV that you couldn't watch, probably.
When Silk Stocking came on, that was my bedtime.
Okay.
Silk Stocking. Gotta go.
That
was on the other day. I watched it. Silk Stocking.
The best thing was to watch, or was that every show had an iconic sound to it, music.
Right.
Like I love the Hawaii 5-0, the music that went to it, and whatever MASH, whatever, everything had its own, and you knew it. There was a show called Simon and Simon about 2 brothers that were detectives. One of the guys is the same dude that's the Ducks Unlimited TV show guy, Parker Stevenson. He was the star of Simon and Simon.
And he does Ducks Unlimited now?
He does. He was doing he hosted their show.
Really?
Yeah.
What a fall from grace that is.
I think he had a lot of money and he liked to duck hunt.
Passion project, Jeff. We're all about it. But the reboots are no good. Hawaii, I didn't watch, I wasn't around for the original Hawaii 5-0, but I got no interest in watching the reboot.
I don't watch anything on TV.
They redid it.
What gets me is why do they redo shit and they change the color of people? That's what cracks me up. Like, Steel Magnolias, they have a black version of it. Why? What was wrong with the white version of it? That would be like watching Good Times and make it white people. That wouldn't be no good. Sanford and Son, Fred Sanford.
I could see Steel Magnolias, a bunch of old black ladies.
No, but that made the same. It was the same one though, word for word.
Oh, well, yeah.
I mean, it was word for word.
Yeah, if you're going to change, like, because isn't one like a beautician or whatever?
Yeah, Dolly Parton was a beautician.
Right. Like, you need to change it up, kind of make it like I almost choked, a Coming to America type vibe. Make it funny.
Yeah, black barbershops are great. I've never been to a black beauty shop, but I've had my hair cut at a black barbershop. But my point is, why change the fucking show? It is a great, Steel Magnolias is a great movie. I'm going to put it top 20 movies of all time. It's very entertaining. It's got a great cast. It's a good show. But why change it up just to make it a color deal? I don't get that.
Tyler Perry probably did it.
I don't think he did. But that okay, there's a good example, Medea. We don't need no white Medea. We got a black Medea. She's great.
Right.
You know, quit trying to make everything so fucking politically correct. Sanford and Son is about a black junk dealer and his son. We don't need a white junk dealer and his son.
It was a Lifetime movie thing.
And I just don't understand it.
2012.
Spent all that money to redo a classic movie to just change everyone's color.
Queen Latifah was in it. She's in every black thing now. If you're doing like a black show, you got to get Queen Latifah, it seems like.
See, she was in Beauty Shop or the spinoff of Barbershop.
Maybe that's what they were trying to do here.
Well, no, it was the exact same show as Steel Magnolias.
You watched it?
Yeah,
I watched it in 2012?
No, I watched it not long ago. It was on TV. It said Steel Magnolias, so I flipped it on. There was nothing on TV, and I'm sitting there doing something on the computer, and I look up, and there's a black Weezer, and there's a black this. I'm like, what the fuck? And I start watching. I'm like, what? Why?
It is the 3rd highest viewed Lifetime original.
Well, it's not the first. and it's not. But it doesn't. Yeah, because people like me get counted as watching it because we thought it was still Magnolias.
Weezer Boudreaux. They didn't even fucking change the names.
No, it's the same show. That's what I'm saying.
Shelby.
Yeah, the same movie. Who played Shelby?
Condola Rashad.
To get a picture of her up, let's see what she looks like. Because Julia Roberts used to be a pretty good-looking lady. She ain't no Julia Roberts.
Condola.
Yeah, they should have got old Dwayne Wade's wife. She's hot.
Gabrielle Union. I don't know if she does anything anymore.
She's got a weird kid.
Yeah, tranny, right?
Yeah, I don't.
Can I say that?
I don't care if you say tranny. Is that the wrong way to call them?
Shit, I don't know. I don't know what they call them.
How long do you think till we hunt a transgender person, since they're just everywhere now?
It'll be a while. But it would be, the numbers suggest that it would be a transgender female, right?
I don't even know what that is. Does that mean she started out with a dick, or
Yes.
she started out with a twat?
Yes.
Well, guess what?
Yes. Started out male.
Okay, so we're going to have one that had his pecker snipped off?
I don't think that we're going to see a man that was previously a woman. I don't think that the odds of our demographic suggest that. I could be wrong.
What would you call them?
Whatever they want. Like,
I mean, except not like Bob or Ralph. Do you say sir or ma'am?
well, it depends on if I know or not.
See, because I'm a
Like if I don't if it's like a successful operation and I see like an Adam's apple and maybe they get like, you know.
So they're adding Adam's apple to them.
I bet they do. You never know what the new trend's going to be here in another. Science is going a long way.
That ain't nothing but a tennis ball.
And maybe like, you know, they're like all hopped up on testosterone. They're growing some facial hair. I'll call them a sir, just because I probably won't know. Now, if I do find out that that's a tranny, I probably wouldn't believe it, so I'll still call him a sir. if one of his
There's
buddies,
going to be somebody in our group that's going to tell us that's a tranny that's in our group.
Fuck
That's
you.
what's going to happen though. Now I promise
fuck you. That is not. So like now, I can't even trust myself.
Do a cup check.
No, I can't even trust myself now. So.
See, I have a habit of saying yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am.
Right.
It's a good habit, and I wish more people had that habit in life. And so when I say yes sir, no sir to someone, I'm saying it just to be polite. I don't know what I would say to a shim. Like if I saw Bruce Jenner, whatever his name, Caitlyn now.
Say nice to see you. Nice to meet you, Caitlyn. Simple.
I don't think I could say Caitlyn.
Why?
Because it's Bruce Jenner.
It doesn't look like
I'd
that.
be
Is
like,
not Bruce Jenner anymore.
that is an ugly fucking woman.
That does not even look like Bruce anymore.
It's like an ugly woman with size 17 shoes.
Caitlyn was on Greg Gutfeld not long ago. I saw. I wish I'd have seen that. I don't guess Caitlyn is doing very well in the polls.
No, elder guys winning in the polls.
Really?
Yeah, that's why now the federal government wants to get involved and stop it. You know, of course they can't win. They're going to do mail-in ballots. So you know they're going to win if they do mail-in ballots. But they're really, really concerned. You know what? They've reached an all-time low. They're sending Kamala Swallows to California to campaign. I don't think that's a good move for them because people in this country are not real happy with the Democrats right now. Joe Biden and them at all. You know, did you see this? This really pisses me off, and it really does. I mean, really, really fucking eeks me. You've got Joe Biden taking predetermined questions at a fucking news conference.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That is fucking bullshit. You ought to be able to ask the president of the United States, the mayor of anywhere, anybody. You ought to be able to ask them a question. They work for us. We don't work for them. See, that's the problem in D.C. is them cocksuckers think that everybody owes them something. No, bullshit. You work for us. He ought to be able to take some hard questions they ought to ask him, you know? They asked him. One guy did ask him yesterday. He said, "Did you know in the poll?" No, it's not. Joe Biden is not Joe Biden, anyways. I don't know who's running the thing, but we've talked about that before. But he ought to be able to take questions and have to answer some things.
I agree. I mean, they threw everything at Trump that you could imagine,
and he sat there and
still
took them.
are.
And he takes
and he
questions.
should have.
Yes, that's your job as president.
They should have. They should have done it with Obama. They should have done it with Bush. They did it with Clinton. Once the speaking of swallows comes, I guess she didn't swallow because of the stain on the dress. But I am going to watch that impeachment show on FX.
You should have, if you're president of the United States and Joe Biden, the buck stops here. Fuck, the buck don't even come to you, you old fucking decrepit bastard. That's bullshit. They need to ask those guys questions, and he's responsible for that. He's the one that made the decision on that. And I'm starting to have a problem with some of this executive stuff. I had it when Obama was in there. I didn't like some stuff Trump did with executive orders. We didn't elect the guy to be a fucking dictator.
Right.
We elected you to go through a chain of command and a protocol to do what's right and wrong for our country. And there's going to be some bad decisions made. There's going to be some tough decisions that the president has to make. But you ought to be able to ask him about those. And Joe Biden should have to sit down there and take questions from people and ask him, what about why did we leave all that stuff over there? You're telling me the greatest military in the world couldn't figure out how to pack shit up and send it away? I mean, how fucking hard is that?
Yeah.
If they had, I don't know much about military. I don't. I did not serve in the country. And I'm embarrassed that I say that. I think everyone should serve. And now as I get older, I think it would be a great thing for everyone to serve for 2 years in the military. I think our world would be a whole lot better off and give some kids, young people, discipline. But I think a lot of our military is ran by politicians who are clueless, and a lot of politicians are rich kids that grew up that never had to do shit. So I think we get a lot of bad leadership there. But then we get guys that go off to college and get a degree and become officers, and then they're telling a guy who's been in the service for 20 years what to do.
Right.
I think you need to let those warrant officers or those guys that have been in for 20 years, I bet you if you'd ask the warrant officers, how do we get all this shit back? Well, we load them on C-130s and we fly them back. I mean, why would you to see the Taliban wearing all of our shit.
Did you see I guess they mocked the
Iwo
World War
Jima.
II? Yeah.
Yes. I mean, but how do
wearing our shit?
Why do you leave shit alone? You know, somebody in there didn't say, whoa, hold on. We're going to leave all these computers here with all this information?
Right. And did you see there was another big cyber attack?
Well, fuck it. I'm sure.
Happened weeks ago. Like it went after the DOD, maybe? They just announced it like yesterday.
But we walked away from billions and billions of dollars of their equipment. We left 160-something Black Hawk helicopters or something over there. I mean, you don't think we ought to fly them home, boss?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a mess over there for sure.
And then to think that we should just ignore the problem and not ask questions about it. If this would have happened with Donald Trump as president,
you can't say that.
I can't say what. If Donald Trump would have made the decision Joe Biden did, the press would be eating his ass alive 24/7.
Oh! You mean had it played out exactly like this under Trump's watch?
With Donald Trump as president,
they'd be trying to impeach him.
Donald Trump wouldn't have done this. He had more common sense. I was with him. I think we needed to pull our troops out, but he wouldn't have done it this way. I promise you, he wouldn't have left him no fucking equipment like that.
Well, he's come out and said, there's a way of doing this where we get all of our stuff out. We get all of the interpreters out. We get all of our people out. And then we hand it back over to them.
And now dipshit says, we've got to ask the Taliban permission to use the airport. What the fuck are you? I'd bomb the shit out of that fucking airport as soon as we were done with it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
depressing.
It is. It's very depressing. And for everybody every soldier that served over there, I mean, there's the Democrats are going to pay for this in the midterms, though.
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be a bloodbath in the midterms. Now I seen where Pelosi's talking about retiring pretty quick. She sees the writing on the wall.
Pelosi is?
Yes. She's talking openly about that this is probably going to be her last. Yeah, it's because your ass ain't going to be in fucking leadership no more.
There was a point I was going to make. Oh, you're going to the Northeast soon. What do you think other places are going to follow New York City and make you show a vaccine card?
Well, I'm not going to New York City.
I didn't ask you that.
And I probably won't go to New York City ever again, so there goes Peter Luger's.
I didn't ask you that. I said, do you think other northeastern cities like Boston, where you're going...
Boston is not going to. Their mayor said they're not going to mask mandate.
Really?
Nope.
So that answers the question. But how... So New York City, you have to have a vaccine card to basically do anything. Meanwhile, do you know who the biggest population of unvaccinated people are in New York City?
Probably black people.
Black people.
Yeah, black
Do you
people.
know the percentage of unvaccinated black people in
Probably
New York
75,
City?
80%.
70%. So now you're going to tell me that there's going to be a black family that's going to try to go eat or go to an opera or a gym or wherever, and they're going to say, you can't come in.
I'm betting you there's going to be some restaurants that ain't going to be checking people's shit.
They have to. $10,000 fine.
Oof.
Big ass fine. If you get checked, because now I guess there's like a COVID vaccination task force that's going to be going around New York City. But yeah, they're going to be watching to make sure that there's a doorman checking vaccination cards before people get in.
New York City's going to be
Now-
the biggest fucking ghost town in the world.
Now, you can't tell me that, just show me something. It can be anything.
There's going to be some fake COVID cards. Yeah, I've seen that the biggest number in the United States, black people are the biggest number of people unvaccinated.
Yeah. So we're going to do all these vaccination mandates.
I'm down with my brothers.
And the biggest loser in this, if you go off the statistics, are black people.
Yep.
And that's like, we're not at all racist for doing this? Like now racism's just out the door? Can you imagine the optics on that? If Peter Luger, the most famous steakhouse in New York City, had 4 black people trying to enter it to eat, and they said, you can't come in here. And that went on social media? Whoo, boy. A fucking lightning storm.
No, because the media's not going to cover it.
It's harder for the media not to cover things.
They should.
now.
They should cover.
Just like the Kabul airport. It was on it goes up online.
They took that lady off.
What?
The lady from CNN that talked about what a travesty it was and how horrible it was.
The one lady that was wearing the burqa?
Took her ass out.
She was a fucking moron. Did you see her? She's like, yeah, they're chanting death to America, but in a way it sounds very peaceful.
She's a fucking idiot, but they took her off
Really?
because
You're wearing a burqa today, and yesterday you were just in your normal everyday garb. But for some reason, the Taliban takes over on August 16th, and August 17th, you're having to wear a burqa to go talk to these people. Yeah, they're chanting death to America, but boy, it sounds friendly. You're a fucking moron, lady.
they sent her back to America.
She should. She should be fired.
They sent her back to America because she got critical of Joe Biden and them, and the fucking Democratic Party pulled her off.
She
They
wasn't
own
too fucking
CNN.
critical. Oh, yeah, death to America. Ignorant.
Well, no. The next day she was saying how horrible it was there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she started talking about how things at the gates were and all this shit, and people were getting beat up, and they said, "Fucking pull Nancy's ass out of there." And I don't know if her name's Nancy. The black people aren't getting vaccinated. That's nationwide. They're the highest demographics of people that aren't getting the shot.
Right.
And they can add a fat white boy from Knox City because I ain't getting the shot right now.
Well, Jeff.
Now the FDA did approve it today.
The Pfizer?
Yeah. But a good friend of mine that's in the medical business told me, and he hasn't had it. He said if he took it, he was going to get Johnson & Johnson if he was going to get one of them. I don't know why. I didn't ask.
Well, and now, like, they're firing nurses that refuse to get the vaccine. Here's the clip.
Death to America, but they seem friendly at the same time. It's utterly bizarre.
Fucking ignorant.
I heard about it, but I didn't see
Yeah, that's it.
They say chanting death to America, but they seem so friendly.
You fucking kidding me, right? Like, I mean, give me a break.
Oh.
They seem friendly. They just want everybody over here to die, but, they're a friendly bunch when they say it. Ignorant fucker. She should have been taken off. She shouldn't get another fucking job anywhere.
Oh, that is the...
While wearing a burqa. If you look at her the day before, she's wearing just normal street clothes.
She's gonna be at her family Thanksgiving dinner, and someone's gonna be like, "Yeah, there's that stupid bitch right there. It's on your side of the family."
There's that ignorant fucking cunt that said Taliban sounds very friendly as they shout death to America.
So
Damn.
we got.
Place we live. This is your America, Jeff.
Oh, it's so far from the America I grew up on. And
Well,
I think, hell, I don't know. We just didn't know about all the crooked shit going on. That's one thing I can say for Donald Trump. He exposed the cockroaches in D.C. more and more.
they're everywhere.
Yeah, they are, and they've been there for a long time, but he exposed more of them. If Lee Elder, is it Lee Elder or Larry Elder?
Larry.
Larry Elder. If Larry Elder wins in California, That's going to be huge. And they said the problem is the Latino votes are not for Newsom.
Oh, well, the Democrats are throwing everything at Elder. I just read it. They're going after his income statements. There's a lot of discrepancies there. I don't know.
That's why
more Trump shit, basically.
Yeah, we can't beat you fair, so we're going to do everything we can to lie about you. And the thing is the funniest part, L.A. Times, did you see their newspaper? The black face of white supremacy.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now there's a black guy, kind of like Dave Chappelle when he was the head of the Ku Klux, the blind black guy on the head of the Ku Klux Klan.
Well, now they're saying Caitlyn Jenner is a transphobic tranny.
Yeah, she don't like transgender
She don't like
people.
transgender people. She's a fucking trans person. Would you vote for Caitlyn?
I would vote for anybody over Gavin Newsom.
I don't know. I've seen a couple clips from what Caitlyn was said, and it sounds conservative. I've not seen anything that Larry Elder has said, so I'm purely going off of what I've seen Caitlyn say. I mean,
I'm not voting for Gavin Newsom. If I had to choose between Larry and Caitlyn, I want to win. I want to vote for whoever has the biggest chance of winning. And if it's Larry Elder, I would vote for Larry Elder then.
But yeah,
I wouldn't vote for Gavin Newsom. He's a hypocrite. He's a fuckhead. I mean,
they all are.
He tells them people they can't go do shit, then he goes do shit. Then this weekend, Chuck Schumer and them are fucking
dancing in Central Park.
Fuck him. Somebody ought to slap the fuck out of that old bastard. But that's the problem is that people, me and you and everybody else in America, we have let them do this to us. Someone told me the other day, they said, hey, are you willing to go and overthrow the government? Would you be willing to do something like that? Or are we going to be just like everybody else and we always talk about doing it? That's right. We're just talk about it.
I'm going to talk about it.
No, that's right. And that's, I said, if you left to go do something like that, you'd never get to come home to your family again.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big step. So, but that is what we do in this country. We talk all the time, and I'm as guilty and you're guilty, but
I'm not guilty because I don't talk shit, Jeff.
Yeah, you do. You just called that lady a cunt a minute ago.
That was fucking stupid. And if she was sitting right here today, I'd say that was fucking stupid.
Well, I'll try to get her on, and you won't say that to her.
That was stupid.
But we as a country, we're pissed off about stuff, but we're going to have to take a stand and do something. And get out and vote.
Start with the NFL, Jeff.
Gavin Newsom. What do you mean?
Start with the NFL.
What do you mean start with it?
There you go.
I mean, what do you tell me start with it?
You go woke. If it goes woke, it turns to shit.
The NFL is just entertainment for me.
Yeah. That's
that's all it is.
However you want.
That is all I care. I could give two shits about them players. There are some nice guys. James Washington is a super, super nice guy.
He got to play quite a bit.
Yeah, I wish him nothing but the best. As a matter of fact, I think he's going to be on the podcast. He texted me this morning, next week with us. I like James. I wish him the best. He's a great guy. And they're probably half the league is that way. But these people that make...
It's just the corporation.
That's right, yeah. I'm sick of that shit. And the thing is, I don't think it helps them any. I don't see how anything that they've done in the last 5 years other than lose themselves a bunch of viewerships has helped them one bit.
But hey, if they want to drive that cart into the ocean...
But I'm going to be playing fantasy football watching it.
Who am I to stop them? I've told you what I was going to do. You, on the other hand, you're Mr. Secret Society over there.
On what? On football draft?
Yeah. You don't say shit. You just cherry pick my good ideas.
Oh, that's
and
what
they
I'm
are
doing.
in abundance.
If I have picks 1 through 4 in our draft, if I have pick 2, I'm not taking Patrick Mahomes.
You're going to take Dalvin Cook?
Yes, I would take Dalvin Cook or Alvin Kamara.
Does Alvin Kamara not scare you?
Yeah, he does because of the shit going on there. I would take him. If I have pick 5, and I'm going off of the top 4 running backs off the board.
That is Christian McCaffrey,
Dalvin Cook,
Kamara,
and
Zeke.
And I wouldn't take Zeke 4 for shit. I wouldn't take Zeke 8th.
I'm missing somebody. I know I am.
Yeah, you are. Derrick Henry.
And I'm in PPR, though.
I don't give a shit. My figure's going to run for 2,500 yards, maybe. Those are the top 4 picks, I think, unless I'm missing a running back. Saquon and Zeke would be 5 and 6, I think. Nick Chubb's not up there. Joe Mixon's not up there.
Yeah, Austin Eckler maybe.
Okay, but anyways, so if I had to pick 5 and I had to choose between Patrick Mahomes, I would take Mahomes.
Patty Mahomes
would be my first quarterback to take. So if I got 5 through 8, I'm going to take a quarterback probably.
Okay.
After 8,
Kelsey range.
I wouldn't take a tight end in the first round.
So you're still looking at quarterback then?
It depends who's there.
Because you don't like taking receivers.
No, receivers are a dime a dozen. They're everywhere.
I
think
agree.
a good receiver is easy to find. I would take running back or quarterback. Once the top quarterbacks are gone, that first little four guys, which would be Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and
Do you put Rip Wilson in there?
he would be four.
Or Dak?
yeah,
Do you
Dak.
trust Dak enough?
No, I would take Dak in the second round.
Oh, he'd be a steal in the second round.
Yeah.
If he's
If
healthy.
he's healthy.
Now, if he misses if this is a lingering issue,
Yeah.
might sink your boat.
Kyler Murray. I like Tannehill a lot. I like Matt Stafford a lot.
You'll probably get him.
Not in the first round, I wouldn't take
Not in
him.
the first round.
Late second, maybe. I don't know. But then I like them running backs. I like Saquon a lot. I like Joe Mixon a lot. I'll tell you right now, I'm going to tell everybody in America who I think is the best, is going to be another good bang for your buck guy, is a tight end also. It's Evan Ingram. And I'm going to tell you why.
I turn up my nose.
Kyle Rudolph is going to be their blocking tight end. They're going to split him out in that slot a lot. He's a hard matchup in the slot for somebody.
Right. Kyle Pitts, baby.
I didn't see nobody work on him yet.
Kyle Pitts. I'm all about him.
Well, good. You take him in the second or third round then.
Probably will, Jeff.
I hope you do.
Probably will.
You've got 12 players left you've taken in the first two rounds. You
Listen,
should be set.
If I get my running backs and my quarterbacks and my wide receivers and my tight ends, nobody's going to
Did you
stop
see
me.
Clay Reed's draft he had?
No, he does a draft.
Yeah, well, he was in a draft. He's at some fancy schmancy place, and he had a picture of his draft picks on Facebook the other day, and
Did he do pretty
he
good?
did pretty good. I was really impressed with it. I really was.
I got to pee.
I'll look it up while you're peeing.
I think somehow my bladder's getting smaller.
It's called getting older.
I've noticed if I drink a lot of coffee, which I do during hunting season, I've got to fucking piss, and it gets to where I can't hold it.
Iced tea does that to me. Okay, here's Clay's draft. Clay took Zeke Elliott. He had the fifth pick. He took Zeke, the fifth pick.
See, Clay seems like a guy, he's just going to go best available. But go ahead.
Or like Harry, just going to take all Cowboys.
Oh, he did.
No, he didn't do that. That's what I figured too, though. He took Tyreek Hill with his second pick.
Good pick.
J.K. Dobbins with his third pick. He took Justin Herbert with his fourth pick.
Good quarterback. Is it
Yep.
one quarterback league?
I'm assuming so. Darren Waller, the fifth pick. Very
Wow.
good pick as a tight end.
In the fifth round?
Yep. He took Juju with the sixth pick.
They're going to throw a lot.
He took James Robinson. I don't know what to expect out of James Robinson because I got that Etienne kid.
Yeah, they say ETN's going to be the
Yeah.
stud.
Brandon Ayuk, who's a good pick.
Yep.
He took Kenyon Drake. You don't know.
It's going to be a committee in Arizona.
Joe motherfucking Burrow is his backup quarterback.
Wow.
He got the Broncos defense. He took Robbie Anderson, who's a good. He's got Sam Darnold back there. Robbie Anderson will be money, and he was last year anyways.
Yeah.
He got Graham Gano as his kicker, and he took Byron Pringle. And then his last pick, he took Roger Staubach.
How do you even do that?
He just wrote down Roger Staubach, put it out there.
God.
Kept him a free roster spot open. But Zeke, Tyreek, Dobbins, Waller.
If Herbert's good.
Juju. And Juju looked pretty good. And Ben looked pretty good the other day.
They played their receivers a long time the other night. And
Yeah,
I was glad to see James had a healthy rotation.
Claypool
in
didn't
there.
play.
Right. He's banged up.
Yeah.
But still they worked Juju, Washington, and Johnson quite a bit. So
I'm going to tell you right now, if I was an NFL team and my name of my team was anyone that had a struggling fucking quarterback, I'd be on the phone with fucking Buffalo Bills.
for who? Nathan Peterman? No,
No.
he's in.
Trubisky looked fucking good behind their line. But he had tools and weapons around him.
That was a revenge game too, Jeff.
But he played. He looked
That was a
really,
revenge game.
really good. And if you've got quarterback issues at your team, he is a guy I would try to pick up. But you know what? Buffalo made a smart move, and I was thinking about this.
Why
the other
would
day.
Buffalo get rid of him?
They're not going to unless you made them a really good offer, and that ain't going to happen. But they've got a good emergency policy with their offensive line. He looks really good.
Yeah.
Same with why you asked me why Pittsburgh wants
Doesn't
to
want
keep
to
James
deal.
Washington.
And that the announcer said that.
You know, you've got now Claypool's hurt, and you've got someone here that's viable.
Yeah, that's what the announcers were saying. They said this is why we have 4 capable wide receivers. I know they were mentioning James one now, but they said,
This is why we do it.
this is why they have them.
But the NFL as a whole right now, you looked at the teams. Arizona, their backup quarterback's Colt McCoy. He's a serviceable quarterback. Chase Daniels, the backup at San Diego now. I think Chase Daniels been in the NFL for 37 fucking years. I think he played with Roger Staubach.
I bet he's played with more people than Josh McCown.
No.
You don't think so?
No. I think Josh McCown played on 17 teams.
You're probably right, because I think Chase Daniels spent most of his career in New Orleans, didn't he?
He was a backup at New Orleans. He was a backup at Chicago. He was a backup at Detroit, maybe. And now he's at San Diego. But he's a good backup quarterback, you know? And he's made a damn good living being a backup quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But the Dallas Cowboys...
12 for McCown.
He played on 12 teams.
Yep.
But the Dallas Cowboys have got Ben DiNucci or Garrett Gilbert. They're in trouble if Dak don't play.
They need 6 for Chase Daniels.
Okay. But there are teams out there that got viable, good backup quarterbacks. And why the Dallas Cowboys spent $45 million a year to keep Dak Prescott, they wouldn't go out and pay for someone like a Mitch Trubisky as a backup. They did last year. They went and got Andy Dalton.
Or get Gardner Minshew.
Well, that's right. Well, he ain't been cut yet.
He's not going to get cut.
No, fuck
but
no.
make him a deal.
Well, I don't think they'd trade him because I think what's his name knows that.
They're
A
not
backup
gonna-
quarterback is very important.
They're not going to sit Trevor Lawrence.
You're right.
So go get, unless an
don't-
injury happens, go get Minshew.
They don't want to trade him probably for that reason. He's cheap too. Gardner Minshew's probably making $1.5 million a year. Was he a 4th or 5th round draft pick or some shit?
Right.
So, you know, but that's what gets me with franchises. And Dallas is one of them. Dallas has always had a shitty backup quarterback.
Gardner Minshew signed a 4-year, $2.7 million contract
Okay, they're making $700,000
after being selected in the 6th round of the NFL draft.
Okay, why would you get rid of him? He's making $800,000 a year, and he's a serviceable quarterback.
This says $495,000 for the 2019 season.
Well, he got $2.8 million. I'm just $700,000 a year is what it equals up to. He got a signing bonus,
Right.
so he's making $500,000 a year.
Yeah.
But
Not bad.
you know what's going to happen in New Orleans right now?
Taysom.
Taysom's going to be the starting quarterback over Jameis Winston.
That's what I think.
I haven't watched her today, but that's another one. I mean, it's not fantasy football. You don't take your 2 good quarterbacks right off the bat, you're going to be fucked with one of those situations like that where if you draft Taysom, you got to draft
You got to
Jameis.
draft Jason. So now you got 2 roster spots to fill one position.
Yeah.
They play tonight against the Jaguars.
Okay.
That'll be a game I'd like to watch.
Yeah. But there's a lot of that going on in the NFL right now. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of these 2 quarterback systems that are fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Denver. Are you going to get Teddy Bridgewater? You got Drew Lock.
Yeah, you just pray that the coach comes out and tells you who it's going to be ahead of time. But
San Francisco.
I'm going to let you in on a secret, Jeff.
You don't have a clue. This will
I'm
be
going to
real
let you in on a
good.
secret.
Okay.
If I feel good at quarterback,
You're going to take Trey Lance.
Trey
later
Lance
on.
will be my 3rd one.
Yeah, well, I would too. That's good. That's a good pick.
And then
Same with Justin Fields.
No, I don't think it's going to be Justin Fields this year. Problem is, you got to hold on to Trey Lance for a minimum of 4 weeks.
I listened to one of them podcasts I listened to, the fantasy football, and the same one you did. And it talks about that. It talks about these guys, and it names some guys from last year that people dropped real fast.
Who? I don't remember.
And then they become relevant 3 or 4 weeks down. So
Right.
if you're going to draft Trey Lance, you might as well plan on keeping him for a month or 2, because eventually he's going to be their starter if they're not winning. But they're in the same situation Chicago is. This is why I think Justin Fields is in the same boat. Both of those teams are in really good divisions. So if they get behind and they start losing, they're going to make a change.
The NFC West is way better than the NFC North. Not even close. You got Seattle,
Well,
Arizona,
I know the teams on there.
who I've said, probably
I
going to
did
go.
not know that Larry Fitzgerald wasn't playing football this year.
I didn't either.
Did you see that? Yeah, I did not. Yeah, I saw he said he's just not ready for football. If someone comes calling, he might play later.
Well, T.O. said he'd also come out.
Well, Larry Fitzgerald he's not been great, but he's been serviceable.
So, I think the NFC West, best division in football. Best division in football. The NFC North, you got the Packers and you got the Vikings. I don't think the Bears are going to do it this year, and I don't think that the Lions.
The Lions are going to be the
suck.
worst. Lions and Texans might both be. If they played each other, there's a good chance it's going to be a tie.
I'll tell you the easiest division in football.
What's that?
The NFC South. New Orleans is rebuilding. Atlanta's rebuilding. You got Tampa Bay, and you've got
Quit saying Tampa Bay. You sound like fucking dickhead Colin or
Carolina
Skip.
rebuilding.
Oh yeah, I agree with you on that. I'm just trying to think if the best.
TB12 is going to run the NFC South.
So the best
easiest division in football to win is the NFC South.
See, I don't think the NFC West is the best division.
Well, name a better one.
Probably the AFC North. Baltimore, Cleveland, Pittsburgh,
Depends on what you
and
think.
Cincinnati. Cincinnati is better.
They'll be 6-11.
Cincinnati is going to be is comparable to Arizona.
You crack me up.
Why is that?
Arizona.
Uh-huh.
You got Cliff Kingsbury at the helm.
He's never won nowhere.
You got Kyler Murray, they've committed to him being healthy this year.
Kyler Murray is a really good. He's better than Joe Burrow, but not much better.
Better than Joe Burrow.
Not much.
Anyway.
Cincinnati has better receivers.
DeAndre.
Because I don't know what A.J. Green's going to be like and Christian Kirk.
Do you know what Jamar Chase is going to be like?
Right now he's dropping a lot of balls, but he looks like he should
Is
be
T.
good.
Higgins going to be T.
He's
Higgins from last year?
Why wouldn't he be?
Tyler Boyd?
They were fucking good.
T. Higgins was good. Tyler Boyd and Jamar Chase.
Joe Mixon's a better running back than Arizona has.
And if Joe Burrow continues to struggle, my hat's with.
But it's not that far off. I know it sounds
far.
far when you're listening. You're like, well, Arizona's got. It's not. They're not that much difference.
6-11.
Okay.
Cincinnati.
Okay.
Bungles.
Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's better than San Francisco.
I don't know, Jeff.
Ben's a whole lot better quarterback than Garoppolo is. Receivers are a lot better. Najee Harris looks like the real fucking deal.
That's another one I want.
And fucking Pittsburgh's defense is stout. San Francisco's got a good defense too, but I like Pittsburgh's defense better.
They're comparable.
Okay. Baltimore.
I think Seattle's better than Baltimore.
I hate Baltimore.
I think Seattle's better than Baltimore. And then you've got
Cleveland.
Cleveland, who's the fourth in.
The Rams.
Rams might be good this year with Stafford.
Stafford makes them better. Losing Cam Akers did not help them any, but running backs are a dime a dozen.
I think L.A. is better than Cleveland.
Well, I don't know about that.
Who's their receiver?
For who?
Cleveland.
They got the LSU boys. They got
Odell Beckham?
Odell and Jarvis Landry. They've got two tight ends.
Isn't Odell coming off of ACL?
I can't remember what they're on. They're good. And they got fucking their running backs, Nick Chubb and fucking Kareem Hunt.
They do have a good tandem of running backs.
And their fucking defense is lights out.
But you've got Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods.
First of all, you can't put a white guy in as a top receiver.
Sure you can.
No, you can't.
Sure you can.
No.
Sure you can.
No.
If Cooper Kupp is my first wide receiver, I'll be fine with it.
He's a damn good receiver. The Rams are a lot better football team with Matthew Stafford, and I'm not a big Matthew Stafford guy because he can fuck a game up in the fourth quarter better than anybody can.
That's true.
But the Rams,
I say the NFC West.
I say the AFC North's better. I really do. I don't have any faith in Jimmy Garoppolo. None.
I don't have any faith in Lamar.
And I
Jackson.
got no faith in Cliff Kingsbury.
You got the NFC least. Possibly.
Are they going to be the worst conference this year? I don't think they will be. They're better than the NFC South.
Well, the
Outside
NFC
of
South
Tampa
has the Super Bowl.
Outside of Tampa Bay, the NFC East teams are all better than anybody else in the South now. The Redskins.
No, Philadelphia is awful. Awful. I mean, they are a franchise in trouble.
Well, what makes you think that fucking Atlanta is not?
The Giants.
Atlanta is rebuilding with a 39-year-old quarterback.
It's not good.
I think he's 36, but he's old.
The AFC South is pretty. I mean, you got Tennessee and you got Indianapolis, depending on what Carson Wentz does.
He's practicing today.
Saw that.
Him and Quentin Nelson both.
But you got Jacksonville. They're going to be bad.
Where's
again.
Jacoby Brissett at?
I don't know. And then who's the other one? Oh, the Houston Texans. Who knows? The Houston Texans are a huge question mark.
That's a terrible team.
Yeah, I mean, it
That
could
was
be.
funny. They scrimmaged the Cowboys this week, and the Cowboy fans, defense is looking good.
Yeah.
You could have fucking played Katy or Austin Westlake and got a better game probably than you got out of the Houston Texans.
Then you got the AFC West, Chiefs, Raiders,
San Diego
Los Angeles,
or whoever, and Denver.
and Denver.
Yep.
The worst is, the easiest to win is the NFC South.
Who's your Super Bowl picks right now?
Green Bay and Buffalo.
Remember last year when I told you Buffalo was a pick? Do you remember that?
You weren't far off.
No, I told that was They went to the AFC Championship game. Well, they've gotten so much better. God Almighty, they're good.
And I'm only saying Green Bay because I don't want to throw Tom Brady back in there. But my gut says it could be Seattle.
I'm going with
But right now I say Green Bay and Buffalo.
the Dallas Cowboys.
Puh.
No. I'm going to take Buffalo.
What a turnaround story that is.
Oh, I'm telling you. I saw
They
me,
were
me and Mom
awful.
were talking about that, and I said, that's what 4 years of being horrible and drafting good linemen, a good defense, and going out and hitting on a quarterback. Hitting on a quarterback's the key to that whole fucking deal.
And
then
he could've-
trading
he
for
could've been a
Stephon
miss.
Diggs. A lot of pundits. I bet dickhead. What's the guy that's on the ESPN draft show? Oh,
Kuiper?
yeah. I bet Mel Kiper said he was a bust.
I don't know.
I'd be curious about that. My NFC team, I go against Tom Brady every year because I just figure Father Time's going to catch his ass. They got such a good defense, but their defense is what beat Green Bay. It wasn't their offense because they struggled. And then against Kansas City, Kansas City. Did you see where only two of Kansas City's linemen from the Super Bowl are even on the roster anymore?
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, they've completely rebuilt their whole line because everybody was hurt.
For better or worse?
For better.
Oh.
Their line was horrible in the Super Bowl because everybody got hurt. They lost 2 players to injuries. That Duvernay doctor guy didn't play last year. My NFC team, I don't think it's going to be Green Bay.
And I think the AFC East is actually pretty weak. Buffalo, New England, the Jets, and one
Miami.
more. I said them. Oh, Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo. You said Buffalo first.
Buffalo.
My NFC Super Bowl team.
So
God,
I think the AFC East is a pretty easy division to win.
Much as
also.
I hate to do it because I can't stand them fuckers, it'd be the Rams.
That's your dark horse.
Yeah, just because, man, I don't know if they'd even be a dark horse. Fuck, they got the best defensive player in football. They got the best defensive back in football. They got a solid quarterback now. I mean, they were in the Super Bowl 2 years ago with the same roster almost. Who's their running back? Darrell Henderson?
The Rams, yeah.
I mean, the Rams are hard to go against. They got a good defense. That's what wins.
Let's see what he says.
Fred, what happened here is that the Buffalo Bills and Denver Broncos had a trade in place for some of the afternoon. Denver was going to go back to Buffalo's spot, but ultimately when Bradley Chubb became available, Denver did not want to make the deal. So Buffalo got on the phone with Tampa and traded 2 extra second-round.
Get to the meat of it. Now everything's gonna be slow.
Looks like he's going to be setting the table for Baker Mayfield in Cleveland. So will this be a quarterback here? Will it be Josh Rosen?
Josh Rosen, another one that's out of the league.
Yeah.
Boy, I bet they're glad they missed on that one.
I never pulled for that kid when he said he didn't believe in God.
Quarterback of the Buffalo Bills. And they love it in Laramie, the Buckhorn Bar and Parlor, where they watch their Wyoming Cowboys.
He could have been a bust though.
Good stuff with Josh Allen. He is not
And
the place that we used to. So,
I mean, he's only had what, one good year last year?
He had 2 games. His rookie year, he was good, too.
Was he?
He's a matchup problem.
Because he runs so much.
Yeah. But he's dangerous with him throwing the ball. Lamar Jackson just does not scare nobody throwing the ball. But he runs so good.
This kid's got a cannon on him.
Yep. This is what you can't teach.
Huh.
Well, anyways,
So Kuiper was for him.
well, that surprises me.
Why?
You just never know with him. But anyways, the kid's turned out to be and that's what you got to do to be a good team. You got to hit the quarterbacks. Look at the Dallas Cowboys. We're talking about underachieving. The Dallas Cowboys lucked into Tony Romo.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott they didn't want. They wanted Connor
Yeah. I know who you're talking.
the kid from Michigan State is who they wanted. He got drafted, so they took Dak Prescott. Dak they lucked into. They had a great offensive line, and that made Dak look so good his first year because he don't make a lot of mistakes. Dak's a smart quarterback. But they've done nothing with these quarterbacks. A free agent quarterback, again, they get drafted in the 4th round or whatever he is, and they couldn't do nothing with the salary. And now they're at the point they got to start paying all the big money, so now you can start losing parts to them. You know, so I don't in Green Bay, you can't say much difference. They've only won 1 Super Bowl, but they've had a great quarterback for 20 years there.
Boy, it's going to be sad when that run ends because the odds of that ever happening again are 0.
20 years in a row of having good quarterbacks, that's pretty tough. Unless you get somebody like Tom Brady that plays for 20 years.
I mean, when did Favre start? 93,
I don't even remember.
94?
But, I mean, they've had a quarterback like that for 20-something years.
Since 93 or 94.
Yeah. How long has Aaron Rodgers been in the league?
05,
05, so 16 years?
I think.
Good
05
Lord.
or 04.
So they've had a
He came out the same year Alex Smith did.
So 25-year run.
Maybe 04.
So they've had 25 years of a solid quarterback.
Right.
Have they had a losing season in them times?
Oh, I'm sure. I think Aaron Rodgers' first year, I think that they had a losing record.
But 25 years of a solid quarterback. That's just, you take that for granted.
Yeah.
You know, like Pittsburgh, they went from they had Cordell Stewart, they had Slash play for a little bit before Roethlisberger, but they was in the Super Bowl with somebody before Roethlisberger, and I can't think who the quarterback was.
05
Is what?
when Rodgers was drafted.
Okay, and how long before that when did Aaron Rodgers start, or when did Brett Favre start quarterbacking?
Let me look. 92 to 07.
So Aaron Rodgers started quarterback. I mean, Brett Favre started there about 94 then.
No, it says 92.
We have the first year he played for Atlanta.
No, it says Green Bay Packers quarterback 92 to
Okay.
2007.
Okay, so 92.
Because in
Jesus.
08 he went to the Jets, and then 9 and 10 he was with.
So 29
Vikings.
years
They've
with
had
having a solid quarterback.
not
Hall of Fame quarterback.
yeah
That's crazy.
yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think if there's ever been another franchise that's had that ever.
If Andrew Luck played longer, you could have said the Colts. Possibly.
They went from one hit to another hit, but it's almost impossible. It don't happen very much. We've got some good young quarterbacks in the NFL right now, but how many of them have followed up Hall of Fame quarterbacks in front of them?
Fuck. I mean, you can't say Mac Jones because him and who knows what Mac Jones is even going to do.
He looks like he's going to be a good one though.
He looks like he'll be
But they've went
serviceable.
through a year last year. They didn't have
They
that,
had Cam.
and this year's going to probably be the same thing.
The Niners going from Montana to Young.
That was a lot. That didn't span over 29 years even.
Right.
And then they had Jeff Garcia, who was a good quarterback.
He was decent. Yeah, I don't. But now we're here towards the end of Rodgers, and it's
Who's next,
right.
But you go to the other NFL teams. Let me think for a minute. Pittsburgh. Who was there before Roethlisberger? Not Neil Lomax. He was the Cardinals. God dang it! It was Neil something.
Would it have been
It was who?
the black fella?
Slash played Cordell Stewart for a little bit, but there was somebody before Cordell Stewart that was there because they took him to Super Bowl. Neil O'Donnell, maybe. They went to Super Bowl. Pittsburgh did, and they beat Seattle in the Super Bowl, I think.
With Roethlisberger.
Was he was already there then when they beat Seattle?
Yeah.
I thought they beat Arizona with Roethlisberger.
They
Has
did.
he won 2 Super Bowls?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tommy Maddox.
Yeah, they went through the same changes.
Cordell to Tommy to Roethlisberger.
Yeah. See, that's what I mean. It's just almost impossible.
Neil O'Donnell. is the quarterback you were thinking.
I'll tell you a team that had really good no, they had to go between them two would have been the Giants. Giants went from Phil Simms.
No, there were a couple.
They went from Phil Simms. Did they go to Kurt Warner after Phil Simms?
Warner was
No,
in there.
Jeff Hostetler was there for a little bit. Then it was Kurt Warner, and then it was Eli Manning.
And then you got the poor Jets. They can't get a quarterback.
No, they're fucking horrible. You know what? That's going to be 2 back-to-back Hall of Fame quarterbacks, though.
Who?
Kurt Warner to Eli Manning.
Well, Kurt Warner was there for a year.
He was there longer than that, wasn't he?
1 year, 2004.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You had Phil Simms, Dave Brown,
I remember Dave Brown.
Danny Cannell.
I remember Danny Cannell. He's on ESPN now.
Kent Graham, Kerry Collins for 4 years, Kurt Warner for a year, and then Eli for however many. 16.
Yeah, so it's just that's. I guess the last big. I guess
14.
Dan Marino followed up Bob Greasy maybe in Miami. That'd have been 2 back-to-back. That would have been a long-term deal probably, unless there was a quarterback between Bob Greasy and Dan Marino.
Now you got Tua. Oh, come on. Why does this only go to 2012? Give me a break. Dan Marino. David Woodley
Oh, I forgot about him. Yeah,
for 3 years. And then Bob Greasy.
it was Greasy, Woodley, then Marino. Okay, well it don't matter. Anyways, it was
Jay
just,
Fielder.
But anyways, the Cowboys have hit on back-to-back long-term quarterbacks.
Lucked into back-to-back.
Lucked into it and have done nothing with them.
Yeah.
I mean, the salary thing is where you get that's your big advantage. You've got to hit on these rookie deals because these rookies now, Josh Allen, how can they afford to buy anybody else in Buffalo now?
Jacoby Brissett is with the Dolphins. Speak of the devil.
He's to his backup now?
I guess so. Current team, Dolphins. He wears number 14, Jeff.
Well, good.
You can root for him next time they play. 1 year deal.
For what, $2 million?
5.
Wow. Isn't that crazy?
Not a bad gig, Jeff. Not a bad gig.
I don't understand why we don't have field goal kickers and punters that do the same job.
I don't know. Might be too much wear and tear. I mean, you think about it. If you got one guy that can do both, you pull a fucking hammy, they're out.
Well,
But what I'm saying is if the punter can kick and the kicker can punt, and you've got 2 of them, one of them pulls a hammy, then you're not scrambling.
Well, I know every time that the kicker gets hurt and they use the punter to kick field goals, it usually don't work out real well.
Doesn't work out too
But
well.
you'd think that wouldn't be that big a deal.
Different skill sets, Jeff. Different skill sets.
Well, we are 1 week away from football. This week,
5 days away from our first draft, Jeff. You'll know. I'm going to set the tone early. I'm setting the tone early here.
I hope you take quarterback in that league first round.
Why would I?
You never
Jeff,
know. I think somebody took Mahomes last year in the first round.
Do you think that the GOAT would have a brain fart like that?
Yes.
I mean, really, honestly. As many years as I've been doing this and as much knowledge as I have, you really think I'm going to fuck around and do that?
You never know, Andy.
I know.
Desperate times.
I'm not desperate at all. You'll know. When we walk out of that draft and I got a little swag, it ain't going to be because of the vodka tonics.
Isn't it everything judged on what you've done now? Isn't that how we go by stuff, what you've done lately? Mm-hmm. You were in 2 leagues last year. What was your combined record?
I look at the aggregate. Actually, I was in 3 leagues.
Were you?
And I sucked ass in Trevor's.
Yeah, I did too. It was too depth. It was too complex for me.
Well, the waiver wires never closed. So, like, it was just
picking shit people up Sunday afternoon.
Yeah. So that was tough.
Yeah.
I've realized
3 is too long. Too many leagues.
Three's a lot.
Do you listen to Jamie Eisen and them?
No.
You don't listen to the guys on CBS?
Oh, CBS? Yes.
Ain't it Jamie Eisenberg?
Yes. Some of those guys are like,
they're in 100 leagues.
Yeah.
I don't even know how they keep up with that
I
shit.
don't know how they do it. It's if I was in any more leagues, my wife, between the podcast and hunting season and fantasy football all being at the same time, she might leave me.
No, she's not.
Because all 3 of them together, they take up a lot of time. So 2, I've realized 2's my number, Jeff.
Oh, I got to tell you.
I don't want to be in 3 leagues and half-ass it in all of them when I can be in 2 and win them both.
I'm worried about y'all's parenting skills again.
Oh,
we had another issue yesterday. First, your son needed to know if y'all needed some alone time. Dad, do y'all need some alone time?
No.
Hey, that's what he said.
Okay, go ahead.
Did he not say that?
Yes.
The exact words were, Dad, do y'all need some alone time? Then, yesterday, Jameson is standing on the deck of the pool. Turn around, look back at him. He's got his pants pulled down. He's pissing in the pool. Not while he's in the pool, from the deck into the pool.
What does it matter?
I'm like, what are you
It all ends
doing?
up in the same place.
Like, God about it. I told Michelle, I said, we cannot ever call anybody else's grandkids rednecks ever again now.
I mean, you know, when you got to go, you got to go.
Well, he went
Does their stream make you jealous?
all the time. He peed in the backyard the other night, and that sucker was above his head. And I thought, man, I wish I could pee with that much pressure again.
He did that the other day. He like arched his back a little bit, and it was like over his head. I told Jesse, look at that little hillbilly boy, just peeing on our front
If
yard.
you think you're jealous now and you're 33 years old, you wait till you get to be 53 years old.
Can't
I'd give
even-
anything to be able to pee like that again.
Can't even get through an hour and a half podcast without needing to piss twice. I peed before we went, and I peed during the middle of it.
I don't. Since I had surgery, I don't have to go at nighttime like I used to. I used to have to get up. I used to get up 2-3 times a week. Since I've lost weight, I don't. So
I
it's
don't
better.
Pee. I don't pee at night. I refuse. I peed
You
last.
fight it off.
Yes, I peed last night, and I almost couldn't go back to sleep. I almost got up at 4 o'clock this morning just because I couldn't go to sleep.
I'll fight it off, big time at nighttime. Or I don't no more. I don't have to go at night anymore, hardly at all. Surgery, it's amazing how much losing weight has helped me on so many other different things. So if you're out there and you're a fat ass, seriously,
Jeff Fat Shamer
seriously,
again.
contemplate getting that surgery. No, I'm telling you as a friend that you need, if you can do it and you can afford to do it, man, it's made so much better in my life. I'm really glad I did that, and I wish everyone would do it. I'm getting close to 100 pounds.
You need to start working out.
I do. You're right. I need to start. I need to get me an exercise bike. I was going to get a Peloton. I need to get an exercise. I need to start lifting some weights. As much as I hate that, I hated lifting weights in high school.
Why?
Fucking, it's the most miserable thing in the world.
What?
I'd rather get my pubic hairs plucked out than lift weights.
I love lifting weights.
I hated it. Fuck, it was no fun.
Why do you hate lifting weights?
Because I used to always try to be with the stronger guys, so I'd get in a group of guys that were a whole lot stronger than me, and it fucking was miserable.
Well, that's how you get better.
I don't think I ever got better. I just hated it more. I've never liked lifting weights. Never.
In all seriousness, you need to get, this is what we have. It's the Beachbody On Demand app, and you need to do P90X3. It's 30 minutes is all it is. It goes by in such a hurry.
I do need to do some stuff like that. I've got to start doing that, and I'm going to do that.
30 minutes
But-
is all that it is. And really, when you count up, because you warm up for 5 minutes, and you cool down for 5 minutes. So really, it's like a 20-minute workout.
Well,
The
just-
Pelotons are...
I just don't want to lift weights.
Well, do your Peloton. $2,500, Jeff.
No, I'm thinking about buying me one.
Look at that. And 39 months, 0% APR.
I'm thinking about buying me one.
Or you can go for the $3,000 one, and you can get a water bottle. You can get some shoes, some biking shoes, maybe a foam roller. $76 a month, 39 months, 0% APR.
See, now I'm going to get on and buy me a Peloton today, and I have it delivered next week. And then I was going to buy one, and I didn't. And then I should have bought one, and I didn't. And now I need to buy one, and I haven't. But lifting weights is no fun at all.
Then don't lift weights. If you're going to hate it the whole time, or do it.
I just never liked lifting weights. You guys used to love it. I remember I couldn't wait to get to where I could bench 300 pounds. Man, that was my big thing. I got to 300 pounds, and then I've got to fucking start working out with everybody that benches 300 pounds every day. Thought, fuck, that sucked. Them fuckers are mooses, you know?
This tonal thing looks cool to me.
The what?
Tonal, it's like a mirror, but like...
Fat guys don't like seeing themselves in the mirror.
I don't... Well, no. Your workouts are right there. They're like in that... I'll pull it over here. Your workouts are in that mirror. So, like, you just follow what they do. And somehow, through, like, some magic sorcery, these adjust so, like, you can...
that's way too complex
you can
for
put
me.
your weights on it.
Yeah, that's not.
So
my-
if you want that 20 pounds of resistance, you punch it in, and you got
Yeah,
20 pounds of
that's
resistance.
way too much fucking technology shit for me.
I don't know. It seems.
I'd have that thing all fucked up in my house. There'd be no way. Somebody's come off the wall the first time. Nope.
Full body weights.
Nope.
Lift up to 200 pounds
I can do that now.
in 1 pound increments. Yeah, but you can't do it repeatedly.
Well, no, I could do it once.
Once.
I squat over 200 pounds every time I take a dump.
30 minutes a day. It's all you need.
Well, I do need to do some weightlifting and stuff, and that's going to be my next thing.
After hunting season.
No. I'm going to do this while hunting season's going on.
Ooh. I don't know where you have the energy, Jeff.
Well, Andy,
Now that you've got this new lease on life, you're just living it up.
well, I'm not living it up, but I'm living. I'm going to tell you what. If I want to have as much fun in my 50s as you're supposed to have in 50s.
How much fun are you supposed to have in your 50s?
I don't know. A lot of
Is
people.
there a number?
No,
that
but
you're
I
chasing?
but I got a lot of friends of mine that I've noticed are really slowing down on shit, and I don't understand that. And then I got a lot of them that go, and that's what I want to do is
That's
go.
the old school 50.
Well, I don't want to be
When
the old
you
school
were a
50.
kid in 50 was like,
Oh,
ooh,
fucking people were old.
he's 50.
Yeah.
Like nursing homes.
I want to. My dad was very active up until the last couple of years of his life, and I want to be able to. I want to go and go do things. I want to go see things. I want to go do things. I want to, and I don't know. I plan on being here. I told you I'm going to live till I'm 88. So I got 35 more years. I'm going to try to get as much of it out of it as I can.
You think we'll have flying cars by then?
we have flying cars now? Did you know your dumbass uncle what he wants to buy?
A plane or something.
He
right?
wants to buy a parachute plane that flies. He's all
he
set
was
on
telling
it.
me.
We called him the other day, so I called and talked to the people about it. And I said, yeah, I got my brother wants to do that. I said, he weighs 360. The guy's like, oh, well, he'd need one that's got 40 horsepowers or 400 horsepowers or something, and tells how much it costs and shit. He goes, well, I have one he could come wear. I said, well, he don't really weigh 360. I just was making sure. Because he's like, oh, yeah, we got him. Two people can ride it at once. Tony's like, oh, yeah, there is no way I'm fucking riding in a fucking parachute plane with Tony.
I tell you what I'm ready for.
What's that?
Self-driving cars.
Why? They have them now. They wreck all the time.
They're not that bad. That's only because not every car on the road is self-driving. If all these cars communicated with one another, then there would be no wrecks because the car in front of you and behind you would know you're merging right.
You know what the biggest problem is?
What?
The biggest problem is that emergency vehicles. Tesla does not take into account that there's emergency vehicles on the road. I saw.
Well, the emergency vehicle should have its own lane on the highway. That's what it'll be when Tesla takes over. But have you seen the Tesla pickup?
Yeah, I have. It's a sharp-looking truck.
And it's not that expensive.
How much is it?
Like $50,000.
Where are you going to charge a motherfucker up out in the field?
Well, Jeff, you're going to have to get a charger. You're going to have to take care of some shit before you leave the house.
How far? What's the range on it?
I'll look it up right now. But it is slick looking. The Cybertruck. Whew. Whew. Let's look. We can order it now. It's only $100 if you feel like putting a down payment on it.
No, we went through all that shit with the last thing I bought like that.
Look at that. Out of the fucking movies.
I haven't seen one yet anywhere.
They're not ready yet, Jeff.
No. That looks fucking horrible. It does look something out of the movies.
They're
though.
getting the bulletproof glass situated because when they did the.
Why do you need bulletproof glass?
Did you not read not too long ago, a 6 and an 8-year-old, their dad got shot right in front of them. They had to pull their vehicle off safety. Look at that trailer. You imagine decoys in that thing? I can put my side-by-side back in there. It's also going to be electric. Look at that. Look at that interior. It's gorgeous.
So do you drive this or does it drive itself?
It's $10,000 more for the self-driving.
Oh, see, I'd want to drive it myself anyways. What's the speed on it?
Oh, Jeff, 0 to 60 in less than 6 seconds. That's on the single motor. You can get the tri-motor because I don't fuck around. That's what I would do. 0 to 60 in less than 3 seconds.
Tri-motor, so it's got 3 motors on it?
All-wheel drive also, Jeff, all the time.
500 miles
Yep.
without changing the gas.
Yep.
Or putting it, how long does it take to charge it up on
Now
it?
that I don't know. You're probably looking at an all-night
Okay,
picture.
so let me tell you something. This right here is playing right into China's hand.
Why?
Because they're going to own all the fucking lithium now that they're going to take over Afghanistan.
Well, Jeff, I didn't.
Have you not been listening to your Q people tell you all this stuff?
No. And it's got 14,000 pound towing capacity. Autopilot, you know. This is the future, Jeff. Let's order now.
You put your credit card in there and order you want.
I'm not putting my wife would have a fit. I think it's $50,000, maybe 60.
Why are you scared of your wife?
What's that say right there? Single motor. What is it?
39,000.
Not bad. 49,000 for the dual, 70,000 for the tri, and an extra 10K for full self-driving.
It's the $100 is fully. You can pay even Apple Pay. Eddie do Apple Pay. I don't have my phone with me right now. I do it. See if you didn't hear me say, "Well, your mom would kill me if I bought that."
Bad time of the month, Jeff.
So why would you do that? Why would you say that?
It's just, credit cards coming due.
Huh?
I'm not gonna.
Are you going to order you one of them?
Fuck no.
Why?
Not for $70,000.
Are you fixing to buy you another vehicle?
I am.
What are you fixing to buy?
The 21 Ford.
Have you found one yet?
I found what I want, but it's when the 22s come out, 21's price drives down. It's common mathematics.
I read today that they think there's fixing to be a big real estate crunch. It's fixing to fall. Prices are going to fall way down.
Good, because I'm looking at buying real estate also.
Well, I understand that. So you're looking at buying a house in the mountains.
That's right.
Angel Fire?
Yep.
Condo or a house?
Condo.
Jeff.
We're going to rent that baby out.
Tony,
hand over fist.
Tony called about buying one too.
Well, fucking, he better wait for the crash.
They always talk about me being a world fucking traveler, and these goddamn fucking Donald Trumps of Stanfield hunting is Andy and Tony.
These are investments, Jeff.
Yeah.
I'm not just pissing my money away at a resort in Mexico. I'm getting something for my money. Making money, Jeff.
I'm making memories.
When I get to be your age, I'll make some memories. But right now, I'm all about making money.
When you get to be 53 years old and you got a good-looking wife like I do, and you can see her naked in Mexico, you do that, ain't
Hopefully, I'll have 3 or 4 houses by then. One in Vail. That's where you make your money.
Is that what it is?
I don't know. I'm just making shit up.
Well, I probably won't get invited ever to go to the condo, so
you can go to the one in Angel Fire, not the one in Vail.
That'd be nice of you. Tony buys one, I can go see both of y'all. Y'all will be neighbors.
You never know. You never know. But we are, our mortgages, our house is paid off. All of our vehicles are paid off. So, I mean.
I'm going to tell you right now.
You got to invest, Jeff. Takes money to make money.
You and Jesse, for a 33-year-old couple.
Yep.
To have all of your stuff paid off, I'm very proud of y'all for that. I really am, because that speaks that speaks volumes of the way y'all do stuff. Jesse's a tight ass. You've become a tight ass. Y'all have nice things your kids don't go without, because me and Mom make sure they do. If they need something, we make sure if y'all don't, they're going to get it from us. But y'all are done really well, and I'm proud of y'all, and I don't worry about that. I can honestly say I've got 3 kids, and I don't worry about y'all doing without. Your youngest fucking brother is wanting to buy a fucking motorcycle now, and I'm absolutely against that.
He's single, and he's making money, so.
I'm still against it. But you don't kind of say so I have in it?
None.
That's exactly right.
There was something that was really interesting the other day. It says when you have the money, it makes parenting harder. Makes saying no harder. Because it's all discretion based. If your kid wants something at Dollar General and you're going to do your best to get milk and eggs, no means no. We can't fucking afford it. Put the shit back. But when you have the money and the kid wants it, it becomes harder to say no, because you can buy it. I mean, it's all at your discretion on what you're gonna let them have.
So that's why your mom and your kids always say yes to.
Well, yeah, partly, but it's just, I mean, no means no. If you know that if you're gonna get this, it's gonna put you in the red. But if you've got the money, it's a lot harder to say no. I
saw some real disappointment in your mom's eyes today.
Why?
She tells me this morning, I'm watching TV, I'm on the laptop. She comes in there, she goes, whew. She goes, I give her cash every time I go to the casino. I always give Mom money. She goes, here. She goes, I'm going to give you back the cash you give me the last couple times. I want to buy this.
Your piggy bank? You're acting as her piggy bank now?
No.
She's giving you the money back to hold it for?
No. She was going to just put it on a credit card.
Oh.
And so she goes, I'm going to put it on the Discover card, and here, I'm just going to pay cash, and you just go down and pay it off. That's fine, because I would have you said yes and not gotten any money out of it at all. So I'm like, okay, good. She goes, yep. She goes, Nordstrom's is going out of business, and she goes, they're selling all their Louis Vuittons for 90% off.
Oh, yeah, she sent Jesse that.
Okay, so she's all excited. She goes, that clutch that costs $1,200 they have for $200. She goes, they got bag that I want that's normally $1,800 for $320. I go, well, are you gonna buy both? She goes, well, yeah, I'm going to. It's okay. So she's there now. I hear she's like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I go, what? She goes, they're fakes. I said, well, that's why you was gonna buy $3,100 worth of fucking Louis Vuitton stuff for under $400.
They would have been so happy too, because Jesse was also looking at it. I had Jesse's birthday present done.
You're fixing to buy her Louis Vuitton?
Fuck yeah, I was gonna buy her 2.
She was. Mom
was $500 in bags.
Yeah, Mom was she was all excited, and she's like, I'm going to buy me a new clutch. And she goes, I have one. She goes, Dylan will be so happy to get my old clutch. Well, yeah, every fucking kid in first grade needs a Louis Vuitton clutch. Yeah,
She doesn't have a cell phone, does she? Dylan?
She says she does. I don't think she
I don't
does.
think she does either. Me and Reese were going over that.
Oh, because Reese is already wanting one now?
Well,
Of course he does.
He was like, Dylan has a cell phone. I'm like, I don't care what Dylan has.
Yeah.
You're not getting a cell phone in the first grade.
No. I think her mom has an old phone that she plays on.
Which is what we have
Yes.
for the boys. But yeah, he was like, she has one, Dad. I'm like,
Well, I was thinking.
have you seen it, Reese?
Well, at Christmas, they got a deal going on. I was going to buy them all the grandkids' cell phones this year.
No. You'll be wasting your money.
No, I'm not doing that shit. I've got 3 phones that I bought for 3 boys that fucking don't ever answer the motherfuckers anyways.
This is probably going to be the last year out of this one.
So you're getting on your own plan, or you're just getting a new phone?
I'm just going to be getting a new phone.
Okay. Because Payne has not volunteered to get his own plan either.
I'm a company man, Jeff.
Well, you are. And that's what...
I'm a company man.
He brung that up last time. He wanted a new $1,000, $1,100 phone. I said, well, Andy's getting one too. Well, he's married. Why is he getting one? I said, because he works. It's a company phone. I'm paying his damn bill. Well, I said, you don't work for us. Well, I don't understand why that's a problem. I said, well, of course you don't.
I run the company's Instagram. I run the company's Facebook.
I don't have a problem with you getting a new phone.
Listen, he can listen to this, and I'll justify it to him.
He didn't listen to podcasts. I'll bet Payne has never listened to one of our podcasts.
Probably not.
Because I even asked him, I said, you don't ever just want to hear our voices or something? No.
He's going to hear a lot of my voice here in the next month because I got a big plan coming out that I'll let you peasants in on hopefully soon.
That Payne's helping you work on?
Yep.
Okay. Is this going to cost me a lot of money?
I don't know.
Okay.
If Payne can do it, no.
That's what's scary. All right, let's get off the phone. I got stuff to do today. It's a busy day here. We got 2 more podcasts this week. We've got a public hunter from New Hampshire going to be on with us, and we've got a gentleman from Delta Waterfowl talking about all the birds and the conditions and everything else. Thank y'all. Enjoy your last full week of the worst month of the year in August.
See, I like August.
August don't bother me. I like August a lot more than I do March and April.
Because everything's ratcheting up.
Yes. Yes, I'm. August is not a bad. August is you can see the end of the light at the end of the tunnel.
Like I'm kind of like we got drafts this weekend. We got drafts the next 2 weekends. Dove season's kicking up. Like I'm excited.
March is the most miserable month. There's nothing to do. There's no storm chasing. There's nothing.
Yeah. So this week I'm pretty excited. Next 2 weeks I'll be excited, and then you kind of get into the middle of the shit, and you're like, oof, what did I sign up for again?
Can't wait to walk in that door the first morning about 5:30, and y'all got breakfast ready for the dove hunters. I got to go wake everybody up. All right. Thank y'all for listening to us. God bless y'all. Remember, our giveaway is coming out
September 6th, so you better go get entered into it. And tomorrow I will have a way for you to have bonus entries, so be looking for that.
See ya. God bless. Bye.
Check out all of our sponsors. It's hunting season coming up. Check out Shin Gear, Waders, Pacific Calls, Dive Bomb Industries, Boss Shot Shells, Dirty Duck Coffee, Lucky Duck, Looking Glass Duck Club, Gun Dog Outdoors, Goose Creek Retrievers, Bangtail Whiskey, Eyesight Drone Service, and Stanfield Outfitters.